Hey there guys, Lord Frigid here with the 15th episode of Aether Raid's Offense. It's kind of hard to believe that we're already on episode 15 now. So again, I'll go ahead and just say that I am absolutely happy to accept questions, comments, or ideas to make this series better. Please do let me know. Beyond that, there's not really a whole lot to say at the introduction for this video, so I'll go ahead and leave the timestamp screen up for a bit, and then get right into these battles. So this is the first map up here, and it's a pretty interesting setup. As you can probably tell, the idea is that Maribel acts as a vanguard unit. When you place an enemy in her range, she'll attack them, and then the rest of the enemies will just kind of come streaming down at you. So that's the idea behind this map's operation. Let me go ahead and talk about the weaknesses that I see. The first is where the Panic Manor is right now. If you break that and stick a solid ranged tank there, then the first thing that happens is Maribel attacks. Then Azura will refresh her, and Maribel will attack again. And then Levitain will move forward, get refreshed by Azura. And as long as you have positioned yourself properly, Levitain's not able to actually attack anything, so she just kind of moves off in whatever direction she wants, probably towards an enemy, towards one of your units that she can deal the most damage to, I believe, is how the AI determines that. And at that stage, Lucina can move just straight. Lucina and Air can both move straight forward. There is a chance that one of them might break the block, but I actually did a little bit of testing on my own to see what would happen, and in my tests, they didn't actually break the block. So I have no idea what the AI's block breaking rules are. But anyway, that's the order of operations. So that's the first weakness point you can take advantage of. The second weakness point is kind of twofold, really. The 2.1 spot is where you stick a ranged unit and break the block just below Air. The 2.2 spot is where you stick a unit that Maribel can deal more damage to than whoever you stuck at spot 2.1. So the idea is Maribel will actually attack the unit at 2.2, leaving the unit at 2.1 completely untouched by panic. And then Air and Azura are in range to attack your 2.1 unit, and will do so. Then Levitain moves up, and then Lucina moves up. Maybe uses Future Vision. In my tests, I used a ranged unit, and she did use Future Vision. So I think that maybe is a criteria. I'm not 100% sure again, but the idea is you have to be prepared to have your 2.1 unit take an attack from Azura, Air, and Lucina if you want to take advantage of this weak spot. And honestly, as long as they're a competent range tank, that shouldn't even be a problem. So that is what I see as far as weaknesses on this map. I actually ended up using a modified version of the second weak spot. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into that. So I'm thinking this is a good map for the Cedar raiding party. I'm just going to head and get into this map here. I'm going to, I'll just have Fjorm over here the entire time, I think. Let me start breaking things.
Best wishes.
Okay, I'll do that.
What is your desire? Let's find happiness.
And let me see. I think what happens is if I put Fjorm here, she's going to have lower res than Sita, so Maribel will go after her. Which leaves me free to do something like
of course.
This. Well, actually, do I want to do that just yet?
Yes.
Actually, yeah, I can do this.
What is your desire?
That'll give me my flyer auras, flyer combat buffs, I guess. Like Panic Manor. I feel like dealing with that, and then put Fjorm there.
Careful, careful.
I'm guessing Maribel attacks Fjorm, as expected. And then Lucina gets completely obliterated, as does young Azura, who has no choice but to attack. And now Fjorm is in position to apply isolation to Azura.
Let's find happiness.
Should I do this? I'm not actually sure, because there's an hair right there, and that's not really...
It will be done.
I don't really like that.
Certainly.
I could take out Levitine right now. That'd be fine, probably. What's this? Okay.
Yes.
How am I going to handle this? Well,
What next?
should be safe, actually.
Certainly.
And I think now I can, well, let me break this.
It will be done.
I'm not quite sure how I want to play this just yet, because if I take out Maribel now, then Azura and Air, I believe, will KO themselves against Sita. So I do want to have Fjorm retreat here. And that'll give me a little bit more time to work with.
It will be done.
Although I think she might actually target Azura now.
Best wishes.
Okay, so Maribel's going to move here, and as long as I can get my units kind of far away, they will be out of her range. So let me go ahead and put that,
What is your desire?
get that out of the way, take out the Aether structures. Alright, Maribel, let's see what you got. Okay, Bolt Tower, she goes after Azura as expected. Savage Blow damage kind of hurts, but whatever. Panic is not even an issue for this team, because it does not rely on buffs outside of Torrent Dance. So now I have the Aether structures. I got, yeah, so I'm free to KO
Best
Maribel now.
wishes.
And that's that map. Alright, so here's the second map. And this is also pretty interesting. It's a rally trap setup. The idea is that if you stick someone at the edge of Azura's range, the Azura with the weapon, obviously, then Alm will first rally her before she takes any action. And then he's going to get refreshed by one of the Azuras. And because of Gray Waves, he's then going to have three movement range. And he will also be able to threaten whichever space you tried to bait Azura from. And that's the trap. That now Alm has +6 buffs to all stats. Well, actually, let me take a look here. Yeah, he will have +6 buffs to all stats, and then he threatens a very wide portion of the map, and he's probably going to take out whatever unit you tried to bait Azura with. So that's the trap. I see some pretty glaring weaknesses with this setup, though. The best way to prevent a trap is honestly to stop it from happening in the first place. And this is where the weakness points come into play. The first one is right in front of Alm. Now, honestly, the thing I don't understand about this setup is why Alm and Marita aren't switched. The upper Azura has guidance, so the trap would work perfectly fine if Alm were in the top left corner. And this red spot wouldn't even be a weakness anymore. Because I don't know. But as it is, if you put a ranged unit there and snipe the top Azura, guidance is lost, so Marita can't escape. Alm can't attack unless you broke the block for whatever god-awful reason. So you've trapped Alm and Marita up there, and there's no more rallies on the map. Fjorm's not going to rally, so Azura, the other Azura, is forced to attack you. And then the other two enemies, Duma and Fjorm, just kind of advance, and hopefully one of them can actually do something, because Alm and Marita, the heavy hitters, I mean, I guess Duma and Fjorm are pretty heavy hitters as well, but I wouldn't say that they are quite so much as Alm and Marita. But those two aren't going to be able to get to you. So that's the glaring weakness. The other two tiles, the other weak point I see is the orange spaces, and that's something you can somewhere you can put a unit who can either 1-round Alm or 2-round Alm, probably with Vantage. Like, I'm talking Blade Tomes, Vantage Blade Tomes, or if you have a enemy or a dual phase Brave weapon like Reinhardt, or the Thunder's Sword. Sorry, kind of specify that there, because there's also Dire Thunder Reinhardt, who is not who you would want for this job at all, or Keaton, then you can stick them there and break either the breakable block above the defense fort or the Aether Fountain, depending on where you're planning on sticking your defensive unit. And they will actually, Ulm will actually attack them. And then the thing with that is, now the rest of the enemy team has absolutely no way of getting to you. They kind of just have to funnel through that tiny little choke point where in the same column as those bolt traps, one at a time. It's not very efficient. They're not going to reach you very quickly, and they're going to be pretty easy to pick off. So those are the two weak points that I see for this map. And I'm going to go, I actually took advantage of the red one, so I'm going to go ahead and start this battle replay. I'm going to use the Jeorge raiding party for this map. Let me just go ahead and get started here. I think I need one Naga over this way. And that will enable me to get this going. Okay, I will just start breaking some things. I do need to, I probably shouldn't have broken whatever was here. I've forgotten what it was already, to be perfectly honest with you. No, it's fine.
Of course.
Okay. Let me break this and then pull him back.
Yes.
And next turn, I will get into position to get this map officially started.
What is your
So,
desire?
that ought to do the trick.
It will be done.
I think I should probably at least get this Naga here, so she can apply Death Tactic to Jeorge. And now what I can do is I'll just smite him up here,
Of course.
and have him shoot down Azura. And, I mean, this guy's map design is very interesting.
Your orders.
I'm gonna go ahead and just do that because it's perfectly safe for me to do so.
It will
And
be
then that ought to work. I'll go ahead and move Azura here. And then Azura, the enemy Azura should attack the remaining one. And then I'm expecting Storm to move straight out, and she does. Okay. Let me see.
Alright.
Oh, that hurts. Definitely don't do that.
done. What is your desire?
Okay, what happens if I just smite her up 2 spaces? Is it real? It is real. How much damage is it? 40? Okay, that's a lot.
Of course.
Yeah, I kind of thought so.
What's next?
Alright, and then,
It will be done.
are you the one with wings? You are the one with wings, so even if this is real, then I can
What is your
just
desire?
hit him in the face. And Seth, this is obviously fake because the other one was real. So, these poor guys are just trapped here, basically. Okay, so you die, and so do you, actually. Alright, let's go ahead and just finish this off then. I wasn't sure if they would
Of course.
die. I guess bonus doubler is just really just that good. So I thought I might need to have a answer to infantry pulse teams, and right now that answer is Julia over here. Let me go ahead and get started. I think what I need to do is get this Aether structure,
Yes.
and then I can start just kind of moving along
It will
here.
be done.
Your orders.
And let's see, what did Julia get hit by? What did Julia get hit by? Chill res at least.
Of course.
But she did not get hit by the bright shroud. I think one of the
What is your
Nagas got hit by
desire?
that.
Yes.
So that's good. Let me see. I think I need to do this.
All right.
Okay.
It will be done.
I will. Yeah, okay, well. So then I'll break the Aether Fountain, and then I should be ready to go shortly after that. I
What is
need
your
to make sure
desire?
this Nog is in
Yes.
range of Seth's buffs. So, how am I gonna do this?
What
I gotta
is
do
your
this.
desire?
I don't know. Well, first let's get this going.
It will be done.
And does Julia need Death Tactic really? probably, it'd be nice. Well, she'd have what, 45 at that point. 45. Just some quick math indicates to me that no, she actually doesn't need depth
What
tactic.
is your desire? Yes.
So, I mean, the issue is really that this Nog is not going to receive Seth's buffs at the start of next turn.
It will be done. Do what?
So let me actually just move Julia up here, and then. So did she get hit by the Bright Shrine this time? I think she probably did. Oh, no, it was still this Naga. Wait, this Naga.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So what I need to do now is bump up Julia,
What?
nail Robin,
Alright.
and that'll pull smoke everything.
Yes.
Bump up Leanne,
Oh, okay.
refresh Julia, and
Of course.
take out Azura. And then I can reposition Leanne to safety. Let's see how this enemy face goes, because I actually have no idea. Okay, I was kind of expecting that. Okay. And now Julia's Glacies. So somebody's gonna die horribly here. And it's Lucina. Sucks to be you, Lucina. Okay. Let me take a look. How am I gonna handle this?
What?
I think I definitely need to take you out. Bye. And then after that, how much damage does Seth deal to Olivia? Okay, he definitely KOs her.
Yes.
And I don't think Nino can KO him,
Understood.
right? Because he has, not only does he have Silverbrand, but he also has enough speed to avoid being doubled, which is kind of weird. But not really something you would think of Seth, but I guess. Oh, yipes. Okay, so she's not going to actually have that reversed buff, I don't think. What is that reversed buff from? Oh, Green is Truth.
Your orders.
So she'll have 38 speed.
Ha.
Yeah, he still has enough speed to avoid doubling.
Understood.
So let's just get her out of here.
What is your desire? Yes.
And I mean that should be it, really. Nino's not gonna be able to kill anything. She dealt us 0 to Seth. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting damage that low.
Your orders.
Triangle lit up OP. Okay. And that's the game. Woo!